Hello once again. Last time we met, we were talking about verbs, what verbs are, what they do, and the meanings and so forth. This time again, we continue with verbs as parts of speech, but in a different context. To begin with, my name is Abdullah Jawara. I'm here to lead you through this aspect of parts of speech, verbs, and we call this tenses. 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 Now, before we go, we have to look at what tenses are. What is the idea behind tenses? From there, we have a few examples here, and then that will help us to at least have a little understanding of what we mean when we say tenses. So we have present, we have past, and we have future tenses. We have present tense, in other words, we have past tense, we also have future tense. Now, let us take a look at these sentences. For example, if someone asks you this question, what day is it today? We will say today is Monday, if the day is Monday. Now, if somebody asks you the same question, what day was it yesterday? You would say, yesterday it was Sunday, if today is Monday. Now, if somebody also asks you, what day will it be tomorrow? The answer would probably be, tomorrow will be Tuesday. Tomorrow will be Tuesday. Now, in the above sentences, we were thinking about three different times. What day is it today? What day was it yesterday? What day will it be? What day will it be? Tomorrow. These were the three things that we had that were very important in those sentences. Let's look at them again. First sentence we have is, what day is it today? Remember our last lesson, we said verbs. We hardly write a sentence without a verb. Here the verb in this sentence is. We said there are verbs that don't say what action, but they tell you what people or things are. Is one of them. The answer to the question says the same is. Today is Monday. Now, the same question, what day was it yesterday? Yesterday was Sunday. The verb was. Now, what day will it be? Will be is the verb there. Tomorrow, that is Tuesday. Now, we are talking of three different times here. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And remember, we said the verb to be in our last lesson include is, am, are, was, were, and this same verb is now changing different forms in three different sentences. Now, the first question and its answer were about the present time, that is today. The second pair of sentences was about the past time, yesterday. The third pair was about the future time, tomorrow. So you have three different times in these three different questions and answers. Okay? Why are we doing all this? Because the we are talking about verbs. We use verbs in sentences according to time. the time we speak. Okay, the time we speak is very important. Now let's look at this other example again. This year, I am in grade 5. Last year, I was in grade 4. Next year, I shall be. Have a new one. I shall be in grade 6. Okay? Okay? Shall, will, shall be, will be. These ones are almost the same. They are slightly different. Okay, we'll explain that later on in our other lessons, but they all carry the same information. I have, for example, another 3. This time we're using have. H-A-V-E, have. I have a blue dress on today, or I have a white dress on today. Could be white, whatever color you have. I had a green one on yesterday. So you have yesterday, had. I shall have a red one on tomorrow. Same have comes back. Okay. Now let's look at these 3 different times again. We have yesterday, today, tomorrow. Okay. We have seen that the verb will be changing according to the time. Have for today, and had for yesterday, and shall have for tomorrow. All of them are talking about the same thing, but in a different way, in different ways, so that the time there is what is telling us how to say it and what to say. These are very important things to learn. Now let's look at another one, do. The verb do is an action. This week we do our lessons on verbs. Last week we did nouns and pronouns. This week we do our lessons on verbs. Last week we did nouns and pronouns. Last week we did nouns and pronouns. So you see, do is now changing to did. Next week, we will do our lessons. Will do. Next week, we will do our lesson on adverbs. Now, all the above sentences had 3 different times in common: present, past, and future. Now, this is referred to in English or in grammar, tenses of verbs. Okay? Tenses of verbs. Tenses of verbs, therefore, means the different forms of the verb according to time. Okay? It should be tenses of verbs, therefore, means the different forms of the verb according to time. The different forms of the verb. Let me write it here for everybody to see. The different forms of the verb according to time. According to time. Time of the action. Time of the action, or time the action took place, or time the action takes place. Okay? These actions could be in the past, it could be in the present, it could be tomorrow, it could be in the future. The present tense is used for actions that take place in the present time, like today, every day, every Monday, every evening, every year, every week. Those are present times. They are neither in the past, neither in the future. The past tense is used for actions that took place in the past. The future tense is used for actions that will take place tomorrow. So we have these three times. So we call them the present, the past, and the future. Now, you have present tense, you also have past tense, and you also have future tense. Now, we'll look at these three verbs here. The verb to be, we said that this group, is, was, were, are, okay, are the verb to be. We also have the verb to have. The verb to have. Okay? We also have the verb to do something. Now, let's look at their present tense. We look at their past. We also look at their future. Okay? I am, for example. I am. In the past, we would say I was. In the future, we say I shall be. Present, okay, the same verb to be. Verb to be, we say he or she or it is. Okay, he is, she is, it is. But we say I am. Okay. In the past, for example, yesterday, we say he was, she was, it was, and we also say I was. In the future, we say I shall be. We say he will be, she will be, it will be. Okay? We say I am, he is, she is, it is, but we say we are. We are. I was, he was, she was, it was, but we say we were. We were. W-E-R-E. We were. We don't say we was. Okay? We say I was, we say it was, she was, he was. But we say we were. We say I shall be, he will be, she will be, it will be, we shall be. Okay? We shall be. Present, we say you are, I am, he is, she is, it is, we are, you are. Past, we say you were, we were, he was, she was, it was, I was. Future, we say you will be, we shall be, he will be, she will be, it will be, I shall be. They. Present, we say they are. They are. Past, they were. They were. You were. We were. He was. She was. It was. I was. They will be. You will be. We shall be. He, she, it will be. I shall be. Okay? That is the verb to be. So we have I, he, she, it, we, you, they. These are what we call the persons. Okay, these different persons use the verb to be differently. You don't just jump up and say, you am, they am. You can only say, I am. Okay? And you cannot say you was. You can only say you were when it is in the past. Last year, you were in grade 4. Last year, you were younger than this year. Okay? The verb to have, H-A-V-E, the verb to have. You have the present, you have the past, you have the future. I have. Past, I had, for example, yesterday. Okay? Future, for example, tomorrow, I shall have. Present, he, she, it has. I have, he has, she has, it has. Past, I had, he had, she had, it had, the same. In the future, I shall have. He will have, she will have, it will have. The same have there. Okay? The same. In the present, we say we have. In the past, that is yesterday or last year or last week, we say we had. We shall have tomorrow or in the future. You have. Past, you had. Future, you will have. They have. They had. They will have. So there is a difference here somewhere. When we say he or she or it, we say has. When we say I or we or you or they, we say have. When it is in the past, we use had for all of them, H-A-D. Okay? Here too, a lot of people have problems with this. They will say he have, she have, it have. Huh? So be careful. Now, present. Now we have the verb to do. The present, the past, and the future. I do. In the past, I will say I did. In the future, I shall do. So you have do, did, do. Present, he, she, or it does. D-O-E-S. He does, she does, it does. He does his homework, she does her homework every day. Yesterday she did her homework, he did her homework, I did my homework. Tomorrow I shall do my homework. Tomorrow he will do his homework. Or she will do her homework. Okay? So present, for example, every day we say we do. Past tense, for example, yesterday, we say yesterday we did. Tomorrow we shall do, that is in the future. Shall do, we shall do. You do. Past, you did. Future, you will do. Present, they do. Past, they did. They will do. Here again, just like we say I have, we have, you have, they have. But we say he has, she has, it has. In the same way, we say I do, we do, you do. But we say he does, she does, it does. These are things that you need to learn here. Those are where the changes are, the difference. Now let's look at a few activities here. If I may ask, what are the three tenses? The three tenses that you learned so far. Okay, think about them. Now put the following sentences into the simple past tense. Add a word or some words to show past time. For example, yesterday, you can add yesterday, last week, etc. to show the time the action happened. I am in school. The flowers are very beautiful. Anna has $10 in her bag. Okay. Now the activities continue. Number 4, the children are not in school. The sheep has a little lamb. We do a lot of work with our new teacher. He has never been late for school. I am Demba's friend. I do my homework every day. They are not able to do this exercise. Okay. You are supposed to put the following sentence into simple past tense. I am in school becomes what? Or before that, the three tenses that we learned were present tense, simple present tense, okay, action that happens today or every day or every time, simple past tense, action that happens in the past, simple future tense, that is action that is yet to come, maybe tomorrow or maybe in the evening or tonight, or but time that is in the future and has not yet come. Okay. Now, changing from the present tense to past tense, simple past tense, I am in school becomes I was in school. If you add a word to show time, you could say yesterday. You could say last year. You could say last week. The flowers were very beautiful last year. Anna had $10 in her bag yesterday. The children were not in school last week. The children are in school. The children are not in school becomes the children were. So are becomes were. Anna has $10 in her bag becomes Anna had past tense. Remember the verbs that we learned in their past. Number 4, the children were not in school. Are becomes were. Number 5, the sheep had a little lamb last week. Have becomes had. We did a lot of work with our new teacher yesterday. Do becomes did. He was never late for school last year. He is never late for school was the question. Is becomes was. I was Demba's friend last year. I am Demba's friend in the past. Am becomes was. I do my homework would become I did my homework yesterday. They were not able to do this exercise yesterday. They are not able to do this exercise yesterday was the question. It changes to they were. Now you have a homework, yeah? And that is changing the following sentences into the future tense. Add words like tomorrow, never, next week, etc. to show future times. Okay? The sun is very hot today. Remember, you are going to change it to future tense. That is time to come, not yet. Okay? I am very tired after playing football. He is a good swimmer. These 3 questions, you should do them as homework, and when we meet again, we'll have a look at them. Then, but before we close, let's have a quick look at the important points here. We say verbs are words that we do or words that express actions. But whenever we use verbs in our sentences or in our speeches, we bear in mind the time the action happens. The action that happens can be in the past, we call it past tense. It can also be in the present, we call it present tense. It can also be in the future. Those are the 3 times of the verb that we studied. Now, the verb also being used in these 3 different times makes the verb to change its form. The spelling may change, maybe the pronunciation also may change. So the way the verb changes its forms is what we call tenses of the verb. Okay? So we have different tenses. We are beginning with present tense, past tense, and future tense, but there are many, many more tenses to come. So in our subsequent lessons, we'll be looking at them one at a time in order to avoid confusion. Okay? But verbs have different spellings, different forms, different ways of saying them or pronouncing them, depending on the time the action happens. And that's what we call tenses. Okay? And then we said the verb that we commonly use to say what people or things are is from the verb to be. Okay? And they also play a very big role in the tenses of verbs. Okay? So have a good revision of these different forms of the verb from different books, and stay home. Don't roam too much. Avoid coronavirus. Wash your hands. Follow the precautions, and study your books, most important of all. Study your books and then do all the necessary homework. Okay? Schools are closed, but learning doesn't stop. Lessons are still on. Okay? So until we come back again, I wish you all the best. Thank you.